Look at all this silky cum. It literally just looks like bubbly shit with sack of cum around it. Reapers, what's is good? It's your boy Laser. He's always been another scary reaction video. He's on the scary content. So you can do the figures. Read the top 5 scary cosmic horror books you need to read. Guys, there's so many cursed horror books out there. Oh, we're dash training. If you enjoy scary content, he's more scary reviews like the feature. It's that man. You subscribe to the notification bell icon. I also stream every night on Twitch. Go check out the stream's freaking amazing. Let's dive straight in this video.
Of the top 5 scary cosmic horror books you need to read, because I said so. Before we begin though, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. And with that, let's jump in. In at number 5 we have The Call of Cthulhu and Other Weird Stories by H.P. Lovecraft. One of many Lovecraft stories on our list, The Call of Cthulhu and Other Weird Stories was released back in 1999 and contains the following works of Lovecraft: Dagon, The Statement of Randolph Carter, Facts Concerning the Late Arthur Jermyn and His Family, Cellophane, Nyarlathotep, The Picture in the House, The Outsider, Herbert West
Look at that penguin.
Animator, The House, The Rats in the Walls, The Festival, He, Cool Air, The Call of Cthulhu, The Color Out of Space, The Whisper in Darkness, The Shadow over Innsmouth, and The Haunter of the Dark. Yes, that's a lot of a lot. But for now, let's just focus on the title itself, The Call of Cthulhu. The Call of Cthulhu was written back in 1926 and follows narrator Francis Wayland Thurston as he unearths alarming information about the figure of Cthulhu, a titanic monster with tentacles and the wings of a dragon. Along the way, we learn of a cult dedicated to Cthulhu, championing his inevitable return. As most will know, Cthulhu is one of Lovecraft's most infamous creations, so saying that, the story is definitely worth the read, as are the rest of the shorts included in the collection. What's better than one story? 18, that's right. Coming in at number 4, we have Shadows of Carcosa, Edgar Allan Poe, Bram Stoker, and more. Shadows of Carcosa is a collection of cosmic horror stories written by some of the greats, including H.P. Lovecraft, Edgar Allan Poe, Bram Stoker, Ambrose Bierce, and Henry James.
I don't know what it is about monsters and like fucking comics are like so much more scary than like just normal looking monsters in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like CGI type monsters. I think like comic book monsters, like books, like monsters you see like drawn or whatever, are like 10 times more scary. I don't know why.
To quote H.P. Lovecraft, the true Weird Tales has something more than a secret murder, bloody bones, or a sheeted form clanking chains. An atmosphere of breathless and unexplainable dread of outer, unknown forces must be present.
Pink bubblegum hair.
Terrible conception of the human brain, a malign and particular suspension or defeat of.
Look at all that pink bubblegum hair.
Those fixed laws of nature, which are our only safeguard against the assaults of chaos and the demons of space.
By the way, if you're new to my channel, I make music. Check out my albums, Circles of Chaos, out on all platforms. Check out all my other songs.
Now, one of the many stories included in the book is Lovecraft's Color Out of Space, a short story written back in 1927. In the tale, an unnamed narrator pieces together the story of an area known by the locals as the Blasted Heath in the wild hills west of the fictional town of Arkham, Massachusetts. The narrator
This looks like the fucking house from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Am I wrong? Kind of looks like the house from Courage the Cowardly Dog. It's in the middle of nowhere too, in a way. This doesn't look like a desert though. What's this pit though? Oh, is that an anal hole?
Discovers that many years ago a meteorite crashed there, poisoning every living being nearby. Vegetation grows large but foul tasting. Animals are driven mad and deformed into grotesque shapes, and the people go insane or just die one by one. This quickly became one of Lovecraft's most popular stories and remained his personal favorite of his short stories. It has since been adapted into a movie starring the great Nicolas Cage. It did get very good reviews. I have yet to watch it. I know a lot of you have been on me about watching it, but don't worry, I'll get around to it. In at number 3 we have Lovecraft Country by Matt Ruff. A newer selection on our list, Lovecraft Country is a 2016 dark fantasy novel written by Matt Ruff, who explores the conjunction between the horror fiction of H.P. Lovecraft as well as racism in the United States during the era of Jim Crow laws.
America's demons exposed.
Was experienced by black science fiction fan Atticus Turner and his family. Throughout Lovecraft Country, Atticus must navigate cosmic forces and basic civil rights while embarking on a journey to find his mysteriously missing father, employing the services of his uncle, who wrote a guide to safe travel for black people in the 1950s. On his journey, Atticus and co encounter many large obstacles. However, it is the ending which is a real doozy, with a Get Out level plot twist. Honestly, this novel is worth a read.
Oh, I know any woman with a guy like this would feel so safe. Oh man, this guy just looks like trouble. This guy's just ready to swing, man. This is the type of guy every girl wants. But then you got me, I'm a skinny fucker, but I'm still intimidating, right? I got stripes on, so you can assume that I'm a bad boy, right? I'm intimidating, right, guys? Look at this muscle. I gotta work out in the future.
Cosmic horror fan or not. Not to mention in 2017, HBO announced that they were prepping an adaptation of the novel with Jordan Peele and J.J. Abrams as executive producers. The show is set to be released this summer at the time of this recording, and I, for one, cannot wait. It's been on my list.
Why does this guy look so familiar, though? I swear I've seen this fucker somewhere. Was this? I think this is literally out of a movie, so I think that's why. Is this a movie? I can't tell, but this guy looks so familiar. I swear I've seen this fucker in like a movie or whatever.
For months.
It's almost as if he was in a movie.
Number 2, we have The Fisherman by John Langan.
Maybe, I don't know.
One of the newer books on our list, The Fisherman, was published back in 2016 by contemporary horror author John Langan. The plot concerns Dan and Abe, two widowers who have found solace in each other's company and a shared passion for fishing. The pair hear rumours of Dutchman's Creek, a steep-banked, fast-moving creek that offers the promise of fine fishing, and of something more, a possibility too fantastic to be true. However, like most things, Dutchman's Creek is not the work of God, and is instead quite the opposite. Yet the men find themselves drawn into a tale of the place, which will ultimately bring the pair face to face with all that they have lost, and with the price they must pay to regain it. Will the pair be dissuaded?
Look at these waters. Look at these mountains. Interesting.
By a local who knows of the creek's true history, or will they seek out its magic? The novel is incredibly immersive and will have you biting your nails with each turn of the page. For fans of cosmic horror, this is a modern masterpiece and should be read by all lovers of the genre. The book is almost 2 stories under one title, with it being equally a story about loss and grief as it is a horror story that will keep you engaged and terrified from start to finish. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have At the Mountains of Madness by H.P. Lovecraft. At the Mountains of Madness.
Dude, I swear anything that involves like climbing like snowy mountains is like my worst fear. I don't know why people do that shit for like fun. Like, I know like hiking and climbing mountains is like a normal thing. Like that's enjoyable to most people, but it's like, I don't know. Like I think like snowy mountains, for example, is a whole different story. Like climbing Mount Everest. Like, why do people do that shit for fun? Like motherfuckers go missing on that shit. Like, not missing, they die on that shit all the time. Do you know how many people die climbing Mount Everest? Like, most people try climbing for fun. Like, I don't think there's anything fun about climbing something that's going to potentially lead to your death like crazy. And so, I'm the CEO looking for the wrong and everything. I don't want people to think I'm a coward or anything. Like, I love risk-taking shit. Believe me, I do. But it's like, there's a difference between risk-taking and, like, doing things that, like, have been known to kill so many fucking people. You know what I'm saying? I don't fucking know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always look for the wrong in everything, bro. This is what happens when you have, like, a very analyzing mind. Like, your mind's very open. Like, because of all the thoughts you think, like, you think of every possible negative scenario. You know what I'm saying? It sucks.
This is a science fiction novella written by the creator of cosmic horror, H.P. Lovecraft, back in 19...
But, like, just the idea of, like, my pee-pee getting frostbite in Mount Everest, that scares the fucking living, stress out of me.
1931. The story itself details the events of a disastrous expedition to the Antarctic continent in September 1930, what was ultimately discovered there by a group of explorers led by the narrator Dr. William Dye of Miskatonic University. Over the course of the story, Dye details a series of previously untold events in the hopes of deterring another group of explorers who wish to return to the continent. Throughout the story, we learn of lost cities, incomprehensibly weird creatures, oozing monsters, and of course insanity and pure horror. Now, one of those creatures so beautifully detailed in At the Mountains of Madness is Shoggoth. I quote, "Formless protoplasm able to mock and reflect all forms and organs and processes. Viscous agglutinations of bubbling..."
Look at those green eyes.
cells, rubbery 15-foot spheroids, infinitely plastic and ductile, slaves of suggestion, builders of cities, more and more sullen, more and more intelligent, more and more amphibious, more and more imitative. Great God, what madness made even those blasphemous old ones willing to use and carve such things? Absolutely terrifying. And the Mountains of Madness has often been described as the perfect Lovecraftian tale, and one of the greatest cosmic horror books. The story even popularized ancient astronaut theories, as well as Antarctica's place in the ancient astronaut mythology.
This thing literally just looks like a sack of shit with like cum mixed in it. Look at all this silky cum. It literally just looks like bubbly shit with sack of cum around it. You guys are just looking at my the
story has of course been adapted numerous times since its initial publication, with director Guillermo del Toro even attempting to get a movie made based on the story. Fingers crossed. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree?
Well guys, this was the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Which one of those cosmic horror books was most interesting to you? If you're scared content, you are scared of these features to do, I'll see you next one. Peace.
Extra large money.